are no bold statements here to get the YouTubers all hot under the collar, save for one unarguable fact. In 1984, the BMW M5 was the fastest production saloon car in the world. And once you've been a world champion, no one can take that away. The E28 M5 is the original super saloon. Of that, there is no question. But there was more to the BMW M5 than just big power. You see, this car boasts a spec sheet that wouldn't look out of place on its 2020 namesake. Mirror-finished glass roof, three-way memory heated electric seats, auto-leveling headlights with wash wipe, all very impressive on a 36-year-old car. But there is something about the BMW M5 that for me is more impressive than any of that. And it's something that's true of every variant there has ever been of the M5. It's very understated. I'm not normally attracted to cars that are understated. I like a sports car to show its hand. Although I am the biggest car nerd you'll ever meet, I don't like, contrary to what my wife will tell you, to bore normal people with car stuff. I just prefer to arrive in a car which is obviously something out of the ordinary, rather than have to bore people with the facts and the figures. But there's something different about BMW M5. I'm absolutely willing to bore you with the facts and the figures. And I'm totally behind the contrast between the Shadowline trim toning the car down from the original chrome and that 286 brake horsepower engine over there, which is shared with the legendary M1 supercar and the limited slip differential over there. Of course, with those things, there's no need to explain anything to anyone once you rattle its cage. Every generation of BMW 5 Series has been blessed with an M5 at the top of its range since this car was launched. That's 6 versions of the ultimate performance saloon car, all of which had to be better than the last. And it's a mission BMW has embraced. With each update, the M5 has sported a setup that has been absolutely in tune with its relevant era. Over the last 4 decades, new car launches and model updates have become increasingly less exciting, less newsworthy. But the engine chosen for each new variant of the M5 has remained an important talking point. It's important, a benchmark. The last 2 M5s have had a 4.4 litre twin turbo V8. Before that, we had the naturally aspirated 5 litre V10 4. And that of course replaced the 4.9 litre V8 from the E39. But if there's something that BMW does better than anything else, it's the snarl of a straight 6. And that's why the engine in this original M5 makes so much sense. And come to think of it, so much noise. Although the famous M badge had been established a couple of decades earlier, appearing on BMW's successful racing car program in the 60s and 70s, including the 3-litre CSL, fondly nicknamed the Batmobile, the M5 came not long after the public had had their first taste of this new breed of M performance road cars. Admittedly, the first real production M car was the M1, which was launched at the 1978 Paris Motor Show, but not many real people got to experience that. So the M535i, for the purposes of this exercise, we'll say was the first proper M car. Not to be confused with the BMWs that have the M badge after the model description, or those ones where the optimistic owner puts the badge on afterwards, or indeed those Alpina badges that have been bought on eBay by the smelly sofa dwellers. It was so much easier when BMW simplified it to just M5. Handy that it had a bit more power too. Not only did the E28 M5 establish BMW as the mover and shaker in the performance saloon market, it also established a few other things too. Little touches, but they're important, such as the dashboard angled towards the driver, those cross-spoke alloys, and a hefty price tag, the M5 may have proudly boasted a little bit more power than the Ferrari 308, a whole 12 horsepower to be exact, but you can't help feeling that didn't exactly justify a BMW 5 Series costing only an equally small amount less than a Ferrari. £31,000 compared with the Italian thoroughbred's 34 grand price tag. Just saying. The good news about comparisons like those is they're now confined to the past. A Ferrari 308 will now set you back well over double what a 1980s M5 will. And that is good news, because getting bogged down in details like those with classic cars often means that you miss the point. It's no accident that the M5 is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and always has been. They even toned down the aero kit on the M535 and buried it in the options list for the M5. You see, BMW didn't want you getting distracted from the point of that car. And you're not, are you? They wanted you and me to look at an M5, know exactly what it is and what it stands for. And we do, don't we?